Close to 6 months after Labor lost the election, the official post-mortem into what went wrong for the party has been released. It identifies confused messaging, an unpopular leader and a failure to adapt as the lethal factors that led to its historic defeat.
On election morning, Bill Shorten was confident of claiming victory.
Our Labor message from my united team is resonating with people.
But the walls came crashing down just 12 hours later.
It is obvious that Labor will not be able to form the next government.
Now, 6 months on, an internal review has identified why, finding the party had a cluttered agenda, a weak strategy and a leader that voters didn't like.
Bill's leadership made a contribution to the loss.
Sky News understands an initial draft of the review was rewritten so the blame game didn't solely sully Bill Shorten. Instead, the final report concluded the party failed to adapt when Scott Morrison took over as Prime Minister and didn't craft a single persuasive message for a change of government.
The number of policies that we had got in the way of us being able to tell that story.
But it seems like the report is 60 excuses as to why it wasn't their policies. It was their policies. Their policies were not where Australia wanted to go.
While the review was unwilling to identify which policies cost Labor votes, it warned the party's tax agenda fuelled anxieties among low-income workers who feared the opposition would crash the economy and risk their jobs. The review recommends the party take fewer policies to the next election and broaden its base to win back blue-collar workers, Christians and Chinese Australians. As the party tries to draw a line in the sand, Bill Shorten offered one final reflection, saying if he had his time over again, he'd commit to bigger tax cuts and reconsider his position on franking credits. He also flagged his desire to remain in politics for another 20 years, with the authors of Labor's election autopsy not ruling out the prospect he could be leader again.
And you don't feel as though that should be a tag that goes on him in the future, unelectable, despite having lost two elections?
No, of course not. No.
New Labor leader Anthony Albanese is saving his response for the National Press Club on Friday,